I'm here today with State's Attorney Anita Alvarez to announce that Cook County has filed a 12-count complaint against the City of Kankakee, the Village of Channahon, and 3 separate retail acceptance brokers to stop a wrongful kickback sales tax scheme. Quite simply, the suit alleges that Kankakee and Channahon pretend that sales take place where the order is quote-unquote received, often a virtually empty office, even when the bulk of the transaction takes place elsewhere. These municipalities collect sales taxes based on these transactions and then kick back up to 85% of the proceeds to the retailers and brokers. Every retail sale that is wrongly sourced to Kankakee and Channahon hurts law-abiding businesses and robs other local governments, like Cook County. What that means is we don't get our fair share of sales taxes, even though we cover the cost of services and infrastructure that support these businesses. Instead, towns where the order is accepted, quote-unquote accepted, get the taxes, but don't incur the costs associated with the actual business. Additionally, businesses who pay their fair share of sales taxes see their prices unfairly undercut by those who source their sales to other regions. We're not going to tolerate any practice that harms taxpayers and deprives our county of revenues. This type of practice by any municipality or government is fundamentally wrong, and we're determined to protect interests of our Cook County government and those businesses that are complying with the law. We're looking to the courts to grant us remedies that we are afforded under the law. And I want to thank the State's Attorney for agreeing to pursue the lawsuit. We're going to work together to take whatever steps are necessary to stop these unlawful practices and ensure that retailers pay their fair share going forward. And let me just say, we know that the RTA and the City of Chicago have already filed suits in this regard. We did a careful review ourselves and looked to our own internal resources. These other entities have employed outside counsel at some cost to themselves. But I'm very grateful that the State's Attorney has been willing to take on this challenge with our internal resources in the county, which saves us money and will provide us with, we think, great counsel.
I'm pleased to be joining you in this effort on behalf of our government and the businesses and taxpayers here in Cook County. A very important part of my role as State's Attorney that is not always widely known by the public is the fact that I serve as Chief Legal Counsel for our government and all of our elected officials in matters of civil litigation. Last spring, it was brought to our attention, to the attention of the lawyers in my Civil Actions Bureau, that certain retailers with warehouses here in Cook County were claiming that their sales were taking place in Kankakee and Channahon, 2 Illinois municipalities with lower tax rates than Cook County. We began to investigate and research that issue, which has led us to the filing of today's 12-count complaint against Kankakee, Channahon, and 3 retail acceptance brokers. The lawsuit is targeting these municipalities and brokers for engaging in wrongful sales and kickback schemes in violation of Illinois' taxing regulations. Under the schemes, retailers located in Cook County opened small sales acceptance offices in these towns and declared that their local sales were accepted there for the purpose of obtaining the lower sales tax rate on the sale of their goods and services. In order to convince the retailers to accept sales in their own towns, Kankakee and Channahon began offering retailers kickbacks, as the President said, of up to 85% of any sales tax revenue the municipalities receive from those sales. And even having paid these significant kickbacks, the towns have still generated millions of dollars in revenues due to the lower tax rates. It is our contention that these are monies that should have belonged to Cook County, funds that should have come to our county since the retailers' main warehouses are here and their goods are frequently shipped from or delivered to locations within our county. While this promises to be a complex piece of litigation, I have the utmost confidence that the attorneys in my Civil Actions Bureau will handle these cases with great expertise. and without incurring the costly legal fees that would be required to hire outside counsel. As Cook County government struggles with a significant budget crisis and we face potential cutbacks in crucial services, there is no better time for us to do everything within our power to ensure that we are capturing all possible sales tax revenues. And it's important to send the message out today that we will be very diligent in our efforts. I want to thank President Preckwinkle for her partnership and her commitment to ensuring that we are utilizing the full weight of our county resources to collect the rightful tax proceeds that all of us in county government rely upon to provide citizens with the best possible services. Thank you.